Is gold heading below 4,000? Hello traders, Fawad here, market analyst with FOREX.com. Now today there's a bank holiday in the US, meaning the markets there will be closed, but futures are open for trading. Today we are looking at gold prices because we've seen a combination of a strong US dollar following the FOMC rate decision in midweek and the US-Iran deal causing some unwinding of defensive positions in the likes of gold and the Swiss franc. And as a result of that, the precious metal has been coming under pressure. As you can see, the metal is looking increasingly likely to head to a new low below last week's low of 4,023. And given the fact that momentum is increasingly becoming bearish, for example, if you look at the weekly time frame, gold is down for the third consecutive week now. On the monthly time frame, it's down for the fourth consecutive month. So the bearish pressure is certainly building, and given that this is not a supportive macro environment for gold, the downside risks are indeed increasing. And from a technical point of view as well, price action continues to suggest that the path of least resistance remains to the downside, with key areas of support or price support turning into resistance. For example, this shaded area here around the 4,400 area previously. But zooming in further on the lower time frames, you can see there was a bit of support here where the precious metal staged a rally from on Monday, and that rally eventually faltered on the back of the hawkish FOMC meeting. It retested that zone, bounced from there, and now has been drifting lower, and it has broken through this area of former support. So naturally, this increases the pressure on a bearish breakdown, and I think from here is very likely, in my view anyway, that we could test the March low, this low right here, at just under the 4,100 level. And then if there's acceptance below that this time, then we could be heading down to the next psychologically important level of 4,000. That level could be tested possibly later this session if the selling pressure increases, but more likely next week because of the lack of US participants today. Still, market conditions are quiet, and that could exacerbate moves because liquidity is thin. So if we see a run on the stops, we could see a quick move down towards those levels. Now, in terms of resistance, then I highlighted this area on the intraday time frame, and you can see it has offered some resistance already. But if you get back above that zone, then in all likelihood we could be heading back towards the 4,300 level, where the resistance trend line comes into focus. Above that is this shaded region between 4,370 to around 4,400 area, which is the most important resistance zone to watch on the precious metal. The US-Iran deal has triggered some unwinding of safe haven bets, and we've seen markets that were previously finding strong support like the Swiss franc, it's coming under pressure now because of the unwinding of those bearish bets. The dollar Swiss has rallied, but the euro Swiss is the one catching my attention today because it is trying to take out a resistance trend that has been in place for a long time. If I connect the highs, you can see that the pair is starting to break out from this area of resistance, where the bearish trend line that goes back all the way to May 2024 and the 200-day moving average kind of converge. We've already broken the trend line by the looks of it, and today the euro Swiss is trying to climb above the 200-day moving average and prior resistance around this area right here of 92.30ish. This level is going to be very important insofar as support is concerned on any future pullbacks to this zone. The line in the sand now is the low from this candle right here at 91.80, this low right here, which was created in midweek, and we saw a quick move below the previous day's ranges, but it was quickly rejected, as you can see, and we haven't looked back since. So the path of least resistance on the euro US is clearly to the upside, and we could see some further gains in the days and weeks to come for as long as we remain in a risk-on, dollar-strong environment. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video, and for more market updates, head over to the news and analysis section of our website at FOREX.com. Have a good weekend. I'll see you next week. Take care.